Emmanuel Community.
Welcome. Welcome to Celebrate Aging. Here at Emmanuel Community, we work very hard at celebrating each and every day we are given with the residents that we care for, with the families we interact with. And I'm Vicki Marthaler, your hostess today, to talk to you about how can we continue to celebrate even when there are diagnoses of Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, Huntington disease, Pick's disease. There are so many families in our area who have been at a doctor's office, and maybe the doctor has said to your family member, just like it said to a doctor, Reverend Robert Davis. He tells his true story in My Journey into Alzheimer's Disease. The doctor sat down with him and he said, "I wish I could tell you that you had cancer, but you have Alzheimer's disease." And Alzheimer's and Huntington's and Pick's disease and Parkinson's, all of those diseases are progressive and ongoing. Some medicine can help with symptoms, but nothing can stop it and nothing can cure it. And so we are learning as a society and as family and as caregivers, how can we best live the days that we have, even when we have the diagnosis of Alzheimer's or another kind of disease that affects our memory and our abilities. Well, I want to share with you today, as I was thinking about that, we have a support group here at Emmanuel that we meet once a month. It's on the second Monday of every month. I'm one of the co-facilitators. And as we gather with family and caregivers talking about how can we live better and how can we continue to stand with our loved one and make it the best days for them, we meet and we talk about these things. And one of our areas that we were talking about the other night was when family gathers, my loved one gets very upset. They might be having a good day and things might be going well, but when a bunch of people get in the room, things are not good for the person with dementia. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that because we're entering into the summer season where there are reunions and picnics and company and all those kinds of extra things going on in the summer. And how can we make summer calm and rewarding and wonderful and memorable in all the good ways? So I'm going to read a little bit from a book called Creating Moments of Joy. It's a wonderful book. You can get it at Barnes & Noble or other bookstores. It's written by Jolene Brackey, who has had personal experience caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's. But again, it can be for people who do have dementia and are living with those compromised abilities. So let me read to you how she encourages us to spread holidays throughout the year. And I thought that was pretty good because even at Christmas time and Thanksgiving and Easter, I mean, all the holidays, especially when families gather, it is something to keep in mind. How can we best plan for this time for our loved one so that they can be a significant part of it and that we can avoid adding to the heaviness of the illness? So she begins, holidays are usually very stressful for everyone. And I think we all could agree with that. There's always added responsibilities, expectations, but especially for the person with dementia. Not only do we take them out of their familiar environment, but we also invite everyone over and ask them to be normal once again with the whole family. Holidays usually bring the time when families first see something is wrong. Please change. Spread the holidays throughout the whole year. And her suggestion is like for Christmas, make Christmas a whole month, not just one day. Have a church service, go to a church service for maybe the Christmas day or Christmas Eve, and then have people come over the next week or the week before and have a supper and open presents on a different night. Spread it out. Make it last. It says, then schedule one family to visit and open presents and keep events simple with a few people in a familiar environment and enjoy the simple blessings. I think simple is maybe Simplify is one of the best words we have when we think about celebrations of all kinds with someone who has dementia. And then she quotes from this book, My Journey into Alzheimer's Disease, which is written by a 53-year-old pastor who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And he writes about his journey into this disease. And so this is his quote. "It is an old military maxim that the best generals win because they choose their battlefields carefully. The same thing is true with the early Alzheimer's patient. There are times when we cannot function and we need to withdraw and regroup. There are situations that we know we cannot handle. In spite of all the pushings and urgings of friends and family who insist that we will have a wonderful time, the person with Alzheimer's senses that it will lead to mental devastation. There are times when the person needs to be alone in order to keep everything in proper perspective, and the request to drop out of life or out of a situation at a particular time should be carefully considered. At this point in my life, I can still sense when I need to retreat from some situations, and my guess is that other people affected with dementia have a better sense of what they should avoid than caregivers may be willing to give them credit for knowing. If I do not listen to my body and withdraw from the overstimulation, it takes several days for my intellectual abilities to return. This is very frightening because I can't help wondering each time this happens if I pushed myself totally over the line of no return." Now, this is a person who writes from personal experience, so it's good for us to heed his words and to take it into consideration. So Jolene says, "First, before any gathering, call the family together and talk about what must be continued, what traditions that you have in the family, and what can be changed. And don't be scared to make those changes for the sake of your loved one. When there are large gatherings, assign people certain times with mom or dad or whoever it is that's affected, and take them out of the room for a while and spend time with them one-on-one. It is so helpful. Ask for help. Tell people, send even a little note. Dear family and friends, as you are aware, Dad, Mom has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease 2 years ago, whatever the time is. We are looking forward to seeing you this holiday season, and we thought it might be helpful for you to understand our situation before you arrive. I'm enclosing a picture. As you can see, our loved one has changed since you last saw them. Not only have they changed in looks, but you might also notice these things. And then be frank with people who are not around your loved one so much. Know that they might walk aimlessly in a circle for a time, or repeat a special story over and over and over again. I hope you understand that our loved one may not recognize you. Please don't be offended. I hope you will treat that person as normally as you can. A smile and a hug means so much. We cherish your friendship. We are eager to see you. So be upfront, be close and personal, and let people know how things are going. And then be open to change. Help to simplify, keep things more simple. And as you continue to learn about the different dementias, Alzheimer's especially, there is a couple, their names are Pat and Donna Surface, who are on a Minnesota memory care tour. They sing and have a little program, and they are raising awareness as well as money for Alzheimer's research. So look for them. They are going to be even here at Emmanuel, as well as in Frazee, in Perham, and Wadena, in Henning, in Battle Lake, and so they're going around the state of Minnesota. But there are so many other people such as these and other people who are lifting up the stories and wanting to spread the information. So continue to get educated. Alzheimer's is something that will continue to be with us for a long, long time. Let us make the best of it. Let us not stop celebrating, but make it the best.